everyone. Welcome to this week's new episode of Brown Queens Pod.
We're back. We're back.
We're back. We had a action-packed week. We are in Long Beach, California now.
Orange County. Wait, no, Long Beach is still LA County.
I'm like Seal Beach.
It feels like Orange County though.
No, I'm considered Orange County. So
okay.
Seal Beach, and I'm like in the Long Beach, Seal Beach border. So I'm by the beach now.
Change of city and scenery, but I kind of like it. I was driving here and I'm like, I like this vibe. There's a Whole Foods right here. Foods, like it felt very like beachy, relaxing, serene.
Literally, like I need to get a bike is what I feel like.
Oh, I want to get a bike.
Yeah, you should get a bike, park it here, and we'll go bike riding.
I actually went bike riding at the beach yesterday.
Did you? Which
yeah,
one?
Venice.
Oh, no, Venice is like the homeless problem. Isn't it crazy there?
It's so bad.
It's so bad. I took Adam there and I was embarrassed because I was like, you know what? We always go to Santa Monica. Let's go to Venice. I haven't been to Venice in so long, so I was still thinking that it was like...
It's so weird though. Venice, there are parts that are so pretty. Like I love the restaurants there and the bars, but
it's like that one area, and then it's like you go this way, then it's like homeless, and then it's like Santa Monica.
One of my best friends' mom and stepdad have a house like a couple miles from the beach in Venice. So nice. For like the past like decade, like on random days, we'll be like, let's just go to their house. And then they have bikes in the garage and we just ride the bikes to the beach.
Oh, nice. So you don't have to rent them.
Yeah, it's so nice. We do it like whenever we feel like we need a nice beachy day.
Yes, the beach. So Seal Beach is literally, I didn't even know like it was an actual beach. I guess it connects to Long Beach.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's so nice. It's like it's like a Manhattan beach kind
of.
It's really nice. Yeah.
I'm excited for this new like beachy you. Like maybe it'll make you more like relaxed.
I think so. I think I needed a new different place. I think I needed a change, and it's a cute place. So we're doing good. How was your birthday?
It was fun. That's why we didn't have an episode last week.
Yes.
She was moving. It was my birthday. We took a week off.
Too much going on. I feel like there was, I don't know where I would record.
My birthday was amazing. It was like exactly what I needed. It was so relaxing. It was such a good time. It was just so much fun.
Yay.
Like I woke up, so on the morning of my birthday, I woke up a little bit sad.
Why?
I feel like I do this every birthday, and it's so funny because I was watching this Kourtney and Kylie video of like Kylie doing Kourtney's makeup, which by the way I watched because I wanted to see how she did it, but she did not explain at all. But anyways,
she just was doing it.
Yeah, without talking about what she was doing at all.
She's not very social.
Yeah, but in the video they were talking about their birthdays, and Kourtney was like, "Yeah, I get sad like every year on my birthday," and Kylie was like, "Oh my god, me too! Like I cry every year," and then Kourtney was like, "Oh, Kim does too. Like we all get really sad on our birthdays." And I was watching this and I was like, oh my god, it's not just me.
Yeah.
But it also put things in perspective, like damn, no matter how together your life is, like we're all just so hard on ourselves.
We're hard on ourselves. Nothing's good enough.
Like Kylie's like a effing billionaire, like living the most amazing life, and she still like gets sad on her birthday.
I think it's just women in general.
Yeah, we put so much pressure on ourselves.
Too much pressure, literally. Speaking of pressure, I feel like I'm a little pressured if I want to be in this relationship anymore.
Oh, wow. She just dropped a bomb right there.
Yeah. I just feel like our lives are a little different. And I think the distance, like trust is really important. And I feel like he does not trust me. And it's kind of annoying because I could be that way towards him. You know? But I think since he's seen my social media, he's been so like, I don't know, insecure about it, you know?
You know what, though? That's like what dating is, right? Like, you're not supposed to just meet somebody and you like them and then you're like, oh, like, I'm going to stick to you forever. Yeah. It's kind of like figuring out if you actually have a future or, like, your lives can collide.
Exactly.
And so if they don't, and so if they don't, like, I feel like it's a good thing to be able to walk away.
Yeah, and I think that's where I'm at now with him. It's hard to walk away because you put like half a year into it.
Yeah.
But then it's like,
but what if you're like 5 years down the line still having the same arguments, and then you're like, oh my god, I put 5 years into it.
5 years into exactly. And it's because I was thinking, I'm like, okay, we're still working on stuff, but it gets me so frustrated. Like I'm literally like, I feel like crying, and I'm like, why am I like why do I feel like this? I'm such a good girlfriend. Yeah, and it's like and he won't admit that. Like there's different when you admit your issues. Yeah, he won't admit it's insecurity. He says I'm disrespecting him.
Yeah, see,
Guys,
and that's the
went
worst.
Out. All I did was go out for my friend's birthday, and my best friend was in town.
Yeah, and she like didn't call him for like a minute.
Literally, I fell asleep. I was like hungover, which happens because I'm old now and I can't hang, and I just didn't want to like. I mean, I was gonna call him, and then I fell asleep. It's like the after drunk sleep. You know what I mean? Where you actually sleep.
I mean, you don't even have to explain yourself.
Yeah, it's like
me and my best friend were talking about this. Like people like that are. I feel like people, because we were like, dude, how do people get in these amazing relationships?
I know.
And I'm like, you know what it is? It's that they love themselves so much that they like when they're dating, they're just like. They date this person like, oh, you don't do this for me, bye. And then they date this person like, oh, you're not meeting my needs, bye. And like they actually date until they find this person where everything clicks and it's like this great relationship. Yeah. And it's like the problem is like people when they're dating, dating sucks. So it's like they meet somebody they like and they get so stuck on staying. Stuck on them because it's so hard to date. We all end up in these bad relationships just because we don't want to walk away.
Dude, I completely
not that I'm pressuring you to walk away. You should make whatever.
No, I know.
But it's just we were talking about that, and it's like dating is hard. It's so hard.
It's really hard, and it's also gets too sad because like my mentality is like I want it to work, so I want to keep dating. I want you to be the one, and it's
that's what it is. And because my best friend was like having issues with the guy she's dating too, and I'm like, dude, it's like you want him to like do everything right so bad so that you don't have to date again. Exactly. But it's almost like you can't force these guys to be the one if they're not.
No, you cannot. And you know what also makes me mad is like I know someone and she has like the perfect guy that's her main guy.
Yeah.
And she has a side guy. And then she just met another guy. And she somehow is rotating all of them, but goes home to the really good one. And nobody knows, and everyone thinks she's great. And it pisses me off. I love her, but it pisses me off because it's like, I'm not even doing that. Like,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Do you ever call her out on it? Like, are you like...
I'm like, girl, whatever you want to do. Like, I just tell her, like, you know, you're being messy. You have, like, you know, you have a lot to lose. But I think it's some, like, internal insecurity of hers.
Yeah, like, you want the validation from all of the guys.
Exactly. I think there's some deep-rooted, and I don't, like, sit there and try to, like, figure it out with her. But I was talking to someone else about it, and I just think there's a deep-rooted, like...
I think there is.
Yeah, because I don't think that person can ever be faithful.
Yeah, and I think when guys cheat, it's more sexual, but when girls cheat, it's like emotional. It's like you either want the attention or the validation, or you're not getting it, or I like think it's something.
Attention, validation. But what makes me really like I'm like, go on, do your thing, girl. Is like I don't even do that. Like I'm faithful to you before we even start. Or you say that I'm your girlfriend. You know, I like to stick to just one guy. My brother is blowing me up. Anyways, but yeah, so it's just like really frustrating. So I guess that's what mentally exhausts me because then it makes me feel like I'm not worthy of love sometimes. You know what I mean? Yeah.
You are worthy of love.
I'm like, maybe I'm just meant to be single forever and ever.
No, listen. I'm over here feeling like I like literally was telling this guy from my past, I'm like, I'm like perfect here. Like, you know, and I'm still over it.
So irritating.
It is irritating because it's like I'm doing everything right. The universe just needs to send me a guy. But it's like I'm single too, and it's just it's tough. But it's like when it's your time, it's your time. And like whatever we're going through, it's like building us. Like this relationship also taught you so much about yourself, right? Like you learned your triggers. You learned things that you do that are unhealthy. So it's like maybe that's the point of this relationship.
I have a rage problem.
Exactly. Maybe the universe sent this guy to you so that you could fix those issues because the next guy's your perfect guy. So you'd want to be your best self for him.
I hope
like
so.
I feel like everything, our path happens for a reason. So it's like if we're single, it's because all these things were meant to happen before we met our person.
You know what? I agree with that because I used to never. I just thought I was crazy. But he literally made me realize that I have rage issues. Like
exactly. And you probably needed to realize that before. Like why you wouldn't want to do that to a perfect guy.
No, I literally lose my shit and I don't realize what I'm saying, and it's kind of scary. Like I'm like this different person. Like once you take me to that point, there is no boundaries. Like I turn into this crazy person, and I calm down after like maybe 5 to 10 minutes and I'm like, oh my god, what did I just do? And then and I didn't even know I was like that because I haven't been in a relationship for a long time. And when you were younger, you're just crazy. And
crazy. Nothing comes out like being in a relationship is like shaking the bottle. Like all your issues come out.
Exactly. Especially when you're not doing anything wrong. I'm like, dude, like what? There are so many issues in the world, and you're worried that I drank. Like, it's so crazy to me. Like, it's like,
I think he just, you know what it is? It's like he wants a different girl, and you're not that girl.
Yeah,
you can't change people.
I told him that. I'm like, I'm not who you want. Like, but then it's like, I feel like when he even gets that girl, he's gonna realize that's not what he wants either. I just think I don't know.
I think a lot of guys do that. They idealize these girls that they think they want, and then when they get them, they're like, "Oh, I don't know." You know,
another girl was much more fun and interesting.
Yeah, it's like the grass is always greener, but
on the other side, exactly. But I agree with you because I told him that. I'm like, I don't think I'm the girl for you. I'm like, I was willing to adjust with what you know, whatever, because I'm like a very adjustable person. Like, there's nothing that
Me too. I'm too flexible.
Exactly. There's nothing that I will not work on or anything. But if you're getting mad at me because my best friend's in town and I'm hungover, who gives a fuck? If I was hungover every weekend, every day, I understand that.
But even then, if you go out like every Friday night, who cares? Yeah. You know, it's like you're young, you're going out. But
it's just
I think it's unfair to make you feel that way.
Dude, he really makes me feel like
I think a good question for relationships always is like, if we weren't intimately involved, would this person be like one of my best friends? Like, would I be going out with this person and like hanging out with them and like drinking with them, or like just like doing things with them?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's a good, you know.
He says that I'm his best friend, and at a point I felt like he was my best friend until he started like using the things that I would tell him against me when we get in a fight. That's terrible. Yeah. But not like use it, but like mention it.
Yeah.
And that would irritate me because it's like, man, why did I even tell you that?
Yeah.
Because the reason he was insecure about the other party that I went to is because I was venting to him about the girl. And then obviously he knew the relationship that me and her have is scratchy. And he knows that, like, you know, she goes out and all that. And he was just like, oh, so were there a bunch of guys there? Because, you know, she likes to hang out with the dudes and stuff. And I'm like, I was just telling you that just to, like, tell you. And now you're using it against me to pin it on me. Like, you know.
He just has issues that he's projecting onto you. 100%. Like that therapist said to us.
Projecting is what it is.
Projecting.
Also, I mean, not to put his business on blast, but I know that he had a very hard past with like his mom and stuff.
Which is totally understable, but not an excuse to take it out on your relationship.
Like, what do you think I'm going to do? Like, you know what I mean? But yeah, anyways, enough with that, guys. But I will fill you in next week. As of right now, I am single.
We're both single. We're single on the town.
But
let's move on to another couple, Meghan and Harry.
Oh my gosh, that is the talk of the week everywhere. I mean, like we always kind of knew that family was shady, but
okay, this is why I'm going to give you another show recommendation that you probably won't watch. But like, The Crown was so juicy. Yeah. Anybody out there, like, watch The Crown. It was like based on like 95% facts, but it was like done in a show.
Yeah,
and it starts a little slow, but then by like the end of season 1, season 2, season 3, you're like, oh my God. Like, you'll be watching each episode like, this didn't actually happen. And then you Google it and you're like, wow, this happened in like this is actual, the royal family is insane.
So, but what the good thing about that is...
And the Diana season was crazy too. If anything, just watch the last season.
I love Diana.
They killed her.
See, I was going to ask you that. So you think they killed her?
I 100% think they killed her.
And back in the day, you could get away with shit like that. I feel
and the royal family, like, just there was too many things. Like, and when you watch the last season, you're like, wow, they hated her. And they basically, like, threatened her. Like, if you try and divorce him, you'll see what happens type thing.
Oh my
God.
God.
They actually said things like that to her. And then, like, the car accident, there was just so many things that, like they didn't take her to the closest hospital.
They were like, oh.
They didn't do CPR on her in the ambulance. Like, nobody knows why. Apparently because, like, she's royalty, so they were waiting for the royal doctor. But if somebody's dying, that makes no sense.
They probably said do not resuscitate to her.
Yes, there were, like, so many things that went wrong, like, when they were taking her to the hospital, that it's just like, they killed her.
See, and what a time, though, because look at all the stuff that's going on now, like, and all the stuff that's being exposed by the family.
Yeah.
About how they didn't give baby Archie a title because they said that he might be too dark. Like, that's crazy. And that baby turned out to be so white. Like, what? And I mean, like, and it's funny because imagine, like, wanting to come to, like, England or America thinking it'll be less racist. You know what I mean? And it's like, we're still fighting over color in this goddamn world.
England is like the country that colonized like every single other country in the world. Like, they're like the worst ones. And they... The royal family...
most racist.
The royal family doesn't even make any sense. Like, why are they still around? They have no political power. They're just for show.
They're for show. Because no one really cares about them in England, I heard. Like, they said that they're just, like,
But I don't understand why everybody in England is okay with having a royal family. Like, you pay tons of taxes to these people for them to be rich and just sit in a castle.
Yeah, they should just protest like Americans.
Yeah.
I feel like they're just like, not as wild as us. Yeah. I think we're more crazy.
Interesting. But we haven't finished watching
I've just watched the clips and then, like...
I started it. I'm going to finish it this week, but I've heard crazy things.
Yeah, I watched a lot of clips and then I kind of started it. Just like this, she wanted to commit suicide. She was suicidal. Like,
that's crazy.
Yeah, and it's like, how, like, fucked up can you be to her to, like, you know, want her to drive her to do that? You know what I mean?
By the way, Harry mentioned therapy, which I just want to say all men should get therapy if the prince could get therapy. But thank God he's in therapy, because imagine having a family like that and having to deal with that. I'd be like, that has to mentally fuck you up.
And he must really love her, like, so much.
See, this is the type of guy, we need a guy like Harry, because... the way that he stood up for her and was just like, no, like, Meghan wasn't even the one that like pulled the plug and like did all these things. It was him. He was like, no, like, this isn't happening to my wife.
Yeah. See, shout out to him.
Shout out to Harry.
Actually, I'm going to reverse this back to me with the therapy. How long do you think you should be in a relationship to get couples therapy?
I mean, I am not a person to say, being a single woman, but I definitely don't think it should be in the first few years.
Yeah, right? Because I feel like that should be your good
Or
years.
at least the first year. Yeah, that should be like the honeymoon phase.
Yeah, exactly. Well, somebody recommended that to me.
The first year, I think it should be smooth sailing. You should have 1 year of smooth sailing if that's really your person.
Exactly. If that's your person. That's true.
And that's not saying that, like, effort shouldn't be taken. Like, obviously relationships take effort and they're hard because we all have fucking issues. Mm-hmm. But
yeah. Do you think it's a last resort just to see should it be done? I don't know. I've been thinking about it.
Oh my God, don't put this pressure on me. I'm like, no.
No, I mean, obviously, you know, me and you don't listen to each other. We still do what we're going to do.
I know, we still do all the messed up things.
We're like, you're right.
We're like, don't do that. And then I'm like, I did it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that TikTok.
TikTok, it's like, I'm not going to do it, girl.
I'm not going to do it. We need to do that TikTok.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah.
I did it. You show your phone. That was funny. But, yeah. But I guess she should be the brown queen of the week, though, Megan, for, you know, having...
Yes. For putting up with everything.
And having the strength to come out and talk about it. Even though she got 7 million.
Yeah, she got a lot of hate too, though.
A lot of hate. They're like, oh, must be nice to go on and get money. You had this, you got that. But there's always going to be hate no matter what.
I am interested to watch the whole interview, though, because she, like, never talks about anything.
No, because Oprah was even saying when I was watching the interview, she's like, yeah, I reached out to you before. And she's like, they didn't let me interview with anyone. So, yeah. So now she can. You go, girl.
You go, Meghan. Mm-hmm. But shout out to Harry, because that's our guy.
That is definitely our guy. We need to find someone like Harry.
We do. Oh, I was gonna tell you. So I was walking, and this homeless couple was fighting. Right? Mm-hmm. Yes, a homeless couple. It's LA. It's Echo Park, and they were like arguing about like I was dying. She was like, you did not take me to the same place that, like, you took your other... Like, they were, like, arguing about that. This homeless couple.
Where are they taking it? To the other tent?
Yeah. I'm just, like, I was dying. But I was, like... You know how you had that argument with your guy, like, I don't know, months ago about, like, don't take me to the same place that you took. I'm like, wow, look at relationship issues are the same. Anywhere, no matter who you are.
How much you have, how much you don't have.
We all have them. We all have these issues.
We all have these issues. It's pretty, that's actually really, really funny.
Yeah, right? We just need better men in this world.
We really do. They just need to know that's not what you do, okay?
Oh, it's International Women's Month, and it was International Women's Day. Yeah, shout out all the amazing women out there, because we put up with a lot. Birth control, pregnancy, guy problems, so much sexism. Being like the emotional like shoulders to lean on of families, right? Like, just everything. Losing our shit. Yeah, I feel like we have to do it all. And we're expected to do it all with like a smile and like be nice and perfect.
And if we cry about it, then we're like
crazy
or spoiled
or too emotional. Being a girl is just hard.
I just like keep trying to sit down where I look skinny, you guys, and it's not really working out. So
you look amazing.
Thank you. So do you.
So should we do our Brown Queen confessions of the week?
We should. I'll go first.
Okay.
So I was super drunk when I was not super, but like, buzzed when I went out, when I got in trouble. And I saw someone that looked just like my ex.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And I got ballsy and I took a picture and I sent it.
To who?
To the ex. And I said, I found a Walmart version of you. And me and my friend were laughing and we thought it was the funniest thing ever. But
something I would do when I'm drunk
too. But with like nothing like...
No intention.
No intention, nothing. And then the next morning I wake up and I forget that I did that. And then I look and that person texts me and I was like, oh, okay. And then that person was like, you could just let me know that you missed me. I'm like, no, actually I don't. I was like, it was just really funny at the time. And then this person and me started cracking jokes about like how he got me the worst present ever for like my birthday. And I was like, yeah, how did you not know that it was the worst present?
See, it's these guys. They're just like the worst.
Yep. And then we were laughing about it. And I was laughing because I have no feelings towards it really that much anymore. So it was just like, we're just cracking jokes. And then, but this is where I want to know what you think.
By the way, they always come in with the jokes.
They always come in with the jokes. And me and him always joke all the time. But he was saying that, I don't want to give away who he is, but like he had made a music video with this girl artist. And he messages me. He's like, oh, but I got better at gift giving. And he sent me a video of him touching all her jewelry and showing what she was wearing. And I felt like it was a slap in my face.
So is he dating her?
Yeah, he's dating her. But it was like
But
I was right.
See? But like
he sent me like...
That's like the thing with this guy, like the sushi takeout, whatever. Like, it's like, but then you see them doing it right to somebody else, and you're like, but what was wrong with me? I was so good to you. Why
didn't expect anything?
Do we have to be terrible to you to like get effort?
I didn't call the shade room on you. I could have been famous. Like, you know what I mean?
Damn.
And like, literally sent me a video. I'll show it to you after. And it's her. You could tell from her laugh because we grew up listening to her. He's like touching her diamond necklace. He got her a matching one. And he's just touching her wrist and had a diamond. He was showing her shoes and her outfit. And I was just like, was that a slap in my face? And I just wrote back saying, I'm happy for you. And that's it.
Wow.
Yeah.
You took a way high road.
I did. I wanted to go in. I was like, maybe she saw him texting me. And
it's always like that, right? Like we either want to like write the paragraph or just be like, cool.
Great. I knew you were dating her.
Awesome for you.
Yeah.
That's so good for you.
Yeah, but like to me it was all good because I was like good at like ending our conversation after that and like, knowing
that would have still hurt me too.
Yeah, it hurt my feelings a lot. It made me feel like worthless. And then while I'm still arguing with this guy, it's like, what is it about me that like is not enough? Is it like, do I need to start being a total bitch? Like, what do I do? No. Yeah,
you
but like
are enough. You're just choosing the wrong guys.
Yeah.
And you need to love yourself enough to walk away from. But like, same advice to me. Like,
yeah,
you're definitely enough because like when my ex moved on to another girl and I saw him treating her 1,000 times better than he ever treated me.
I thought like shit.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. I was like, and I even told him, I was like, you literally made me feel like the trash on the ground.
Yes.
Like that's how my insides felt. And they just don't get it. I'm like, do you know how like shitty that is to feel?
That's so shitty. Shitty. But yeah, like
but then you just have to go through it and be like, well, I'm amazing and it's your problem.
Yeah, on and off talking for 3 years and he's only probably talked to her for like 4. When did that video come out? Like 4 or 5 months ago?
It's always like that.
Diamonds, VVS.
He just met the other girl too that he did all these nice things for.
Is it because they were like, oh, you know what? I treated her like shit, so let me make it up with this girl. Or is it, or they were like, we were too chill, I think.
Yeah, we didn't. That's why I'm saying maybe we need to raise our expectations.
We need to listen to the city girls.
we need to give a fuck about it. It's that we can't be afraid of losing people. The thing is, we always bend to a guy
too much
because we don't want to lose them. But by doing that, we're showing them that they could treat us however they want.
Yeah.
But really, we need to be like, no, these are my expectations, and you either meet them or I walk away, and I'm okay with walking away.
Exactly. Amen, sister. But I doubt we'll do that, but I really hope we will.
We're doing it.
Okay, we are doing it.
Did you start therapy?
Oh my God. Yes, I've been doing it through telehealth.
How was your first session?
It was kind of weird, and like it's still like getting to know phase. So I'm not ready to like just be like, my childhood was like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like kind of like it's like dating again.
Yeah.
You know, like what's your favorite color?
It is. So like that's what I was gonna say too. Like my first few sessions, like you want to go deep, but it like takes so much time. So you're like you're still getting to know each other.
One time at band camp, you know, like
you're like, I can't wait to get to the juicy stuff. Yeah. And you really tell me what's wrong with me.
Exactly. So that's kind of and the thing about me is I give up very easily when it comes to stuff.
Don't
like
give
that.
up. I'll do a session with you this week.
Okay, let's do that. Because I do. It's like me when I watch shows. I get bored.
Yeah.
So I stop. So I was like, but apparently I don't get bored with men, I guess. But yeah. So so far so good. I took the step that way. Maybe, you know, it'll be a nice change in my life.
Yes.
I'll stop being a psychopath.
You're not a psychopath. My confession of the week is I got a tattoo the week after my birthday.
Those are always innocent. Well, let me see.
I don't know if I could show it because I feel like I'm gonna. Do you see it? I feel like the camera.
I've got to see it.
But it's the symbol of the goddess Artemis, who's the goddess of nature.
Ooh,
and it's kind of a long story, but I read it in this book, and it was basically like she keeps the forest balanced, and like she never chases. She's the best huntress of all time because she never chases her prey; they just come to her. Mm-hmm. But then Hercules came down or something, and then like she fell in love with him. She started chasing him because he challenged her, and like basically, you know, our lives, like
exactly.
She lost who she was. The entire forest became imbalanced. Like all these things started happening, and then she was just like, "What am I doing? Like I don't even know who I am anymore." And she like reined it back in, and like the forest became balanced again. All of it got solved, and then I'm like giving a summary, but basically the point is like, do not. I know this is a summary. Do not like chase, attract, and like just like. You know, don't force things that aren't meant to happen. Like the universe is guiding you on a path for a certain reason. So you're supposed to flow with it, not against it. And like when you accept things as they are and like flow with the universe, like better things come. And like your life becomes balanced rather than like chasing and forcing and like, you know.
Like what I'm doing now. Did you always know this story, or were you like, I need a tattoo, let me look this up?
No, so I read it in a book. You know, I'm really big on reading all these like spiritual books or whatever. So I read it in a book. What was the book? It was not the second one after the 4 Agreements. Is it The Mastery of Love? Yeah, I think it's The Mastery of Love. And this book was like so amazing. And when I was reading it and I read this story, I was like, this is me. This is what I need to learn. Like, or I need to like. This is such a good reminder. Like I need like to flow with the universe and just like, you know, not chase things. And then I was like, I think I want to get this tattooed on me. And then I just found like the symbol.
You need to follow these rules. Like not rules, these.
I know. I think I am. Like I'm really working on it. I'm like not chasing things. I'm not forcing things. My friend's mom said the most beautiful phrase the other day, and I'm going to steal it. She was like, you got to just release things to the universe. And then like what happens, happens. And I was like, that's so, I'm like, I wish I could be like.
Sounds really good.
It does. Like, I'm like, like with my next relationship or any guy I'm dealing with, I'm like, I'm just releasing it to the universe.
Yeah, I'm going to release it.
See what happens.
That should be like your response to anything. I'm just releasing it to the universe.
Yeah.
Literally. Like this episode, I'm just releasing
We're releasing it to the universe, and what happens, happens.
You know what idea you gave me while I was listening to you? You know how I said I wanted like something on that space over there?
Yeah.
I was thinking about getting a chalkboard and writing words of affirmations.
I love that.
Right?
You know, I'm so for that.
Yeah, right? And you could come and you could write them too.
Yes, I will.
Yeah, I think that would be nice because I always say that I want to do that. I used to wake up in the morning and say them, but I've just been so off. Like my
maybe that's why it'll help. I've been trying to do that. I'm trying to be consistently meditating and saying my affirmations every morning.
Yeah, I need to because I've been feeling like because of like my relationship and then just like, you know how it is like being in entertainment, you hit a wall.
100%.
Yeah, and it's just like, what am I doing? What's my purpose?
Oh my God, doesn't everybody go through that? Like,
Yeah.
I've been thinking that too. I'm like, oh, I want to go super into this. And then I'm like, but what if I just don't? I'm like, well, what am I gonna do?
I do that, and I'm like, I sit there and I'm like, well, everybody's doing this, and then I'm like, but everybody's not me. But then I'm like, but then I should do something different, or like
you don't have to be different.
Yeah,
we could all be doing the same thing.
We can
succeeding, and
we can't because there's different lanes.
Yeah.
But my whole thing is that like I'm on this thing where like I'm this new journey that I've like came up with. Is like, what's my purpose? Like, you know what I mean?
That's a great question.
Yeah, because I'm like, I could do all these things, but like, what's my purpose? So I think about like the podcasting and things like that. And I've seen how girls like look up to me. I'm like, maybe I went through all this shit so I could talk about it.
Oh my God. That's what I realized last year too. Or I was like thinking like, I feel like the things we go through in life are like happen to us for a reason. And like maybe we're meant to be like a voice for people.
Exactly. And it's funny because you don't think it sometimes, but I remember when I was just starting off, like I had little girls message me and be like, I'm so happy that you said that. It makes me like feel like there's, light at the tunnel. And I'm like, and you don't think there's people listening.
I mean, honestly, if even one person, like whenever I get those messages, I'm like, even if you're the only person that ever listens, that made me so happy.
I always try to respond back all the time. And I'm always just like, you're the reason why I do this, you know what I mean? But but that's something that I like to think about. Like, what's my purpose?
We're gonna figure it out.
What's your guys' purpose? That should be the question of the
week. You still gotta watch Soul, the Disney movie, because that was the whole purpose of the movie. Was like this guy was.
I started it on the airplane. I just haven't finished it.
You're gonna watch it tomorrow.
Yeah, not tonight. Tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Tomorrow I'm gonna watch
like
Good
cuddle
Girls.
up on your couch, watch Soul, and you're gonna be like, the whole point in the movie was him like searching for his purpose.
It's gonna be raining tomorrow anyway, so I should watch it.
Oh, perfect.
Nice
rainy day vibes
by myself. Wine, even though I shouldn't actually no wine because I've been getting a little from the drinking.
No, you look amazing.
Oh,
I need to go on my post-birthday cleanse.
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry. We still have time till summer. We have time.
We do. We'll get it.
Lots of time. Well, do we have anything else to share for the week?
I don't think so.
I think we're good, guys. I know it's a little short episode, but we're warming up and we're gonna be back better
than ever
with our affirmations and our purpose.
Yeah, our purpose.
But yeah, as always, follow us at Brown Queens Pod. I'm Joty K.
I'm Neha.
And see you next week.